Hello people, today I'm going to be doing a review of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's the brand new limited series on Disney Plus that the last episode aired today, and I will be discussing my thoughts. We're going to go over complete spoilers in this video. Well, I don't know how much spoilery-ish stuff I'll be talking about. I just need to be unrestrained on my thoughts because I have some thoughts on this show. And I want to start off my thoughts by saying that I didn't really love this show. I don't think it was bad. I just was underwhelmed. And that's due to my excitement for it. It had Deborah Chow directing, and she's directed some of the better episodes of the first season of Mandalorian, and so I was really excited to see what she could bring. The trailers came out, it looked very cinematic. I was loving everything I saw in the trailer. And the show gave me in bits and pieces what I saw in the trailer. It didn't live up to my expectations. Deborah Chow, I don't know what happened. The directing wasn't that impressive to me, sadly. I really wasn't impressed with any of the direction for almost anything. There's a couple really strong visuals and some strong sequences, but overall the directing really felt lacking to me. And this show looks like a TV show, not like a movie. And I thought the trailers visually looked great. I was like, this is gonna be like a Star Wars movie. And now I've seen the show. It doesn't really feel like, a 6-episode Star Wars movie. It really does feel like a 6-episode Star Wars show. Ewan McGregor is great in it, even though Obi-Wan, he has stuff to do, but not a lot to do in this season, or this series. We see young Princess Leia, and it's great to see her. I think they got a good little actress to play her. But I will say, when it comes to her writing at moments, I thought it came to be a little lazy at moments, because I really don't like to play this card, and yes, she can be good at things, but she literally knew how to do everything. If they were stuck, it just felt like lazy writing. They were stuck in a situation, Leia can fix this. We're stuck in this situation, Leia can fix this. Particularly in episode 5, I believe, where she's expected to get into the small space to get all the wires right. I'm like, would she really know how to do this? There's so many moments where I was like, would she really be able to do that? And so I get yeah, it's Princess Leia, and I get she's really a great character, and she's capable of many things when she becomes older, but look, she's 5 in this series. Not 5, but she looks like she's about 7, 8. To me, there's just a lot of stretches where I was like, her character really wouldn't be able to do that. But I think like I said, she was likable. I think they got a little actress for her. I just thought her writing was a little lazy sometimes. We introduced a brand new character, Reva, and a lot of people, there was a big controversy. Well, particularly when the first couple episodes were released, a lot of people didn't like her performance, and there's also a lot of people that were bullying her online. And I do not stand by any of the bullying. It's terrible that people were bullying her. I, for one, thought she was great in the show, and I thought she was very, very menacing until we learn her backstory, where I think she becomes quite a complex character, and I personally wouldn't mind seeing her own show, to be completely honest. Because when the finale is happening, we're cutting between both storylines with Reva and Luke and Anakin. I was just invested with both of these storylines, because I really thought Reva was a good character. I know a lot of people didn't think so. Even people that weren't bullying her, some people didn't really click with her storyline. I liked her storyline, and I think she's a really heavy character. I think that'd be great to have her own show. But of course, we bring back Aiden Christensen as Darth Vader. And I'll just say, Darth Vader's presence was handled very well at moments. You really feel the menacing theme of Darth Vader. You really feel the power of Darth Vader as he walks through halls. There's so many standout moments in the show with Darth Vader. Particularly in the last episode, we have a great sequence with him and Obi-Wan fighting, and then and I thought it was great when Obi-Wan destroyed his mask, and he sees Anakin, and he just can't fight him. He doesn't have a problem fighting Vader, but he has a hard time differentiating Vader from Anakin, which I thought was very smart writing. And I really, in the script, was so close to greatness, because I really wanted to explore the psychological element that Obi-Wan was in after failing, in his eyes, failing that badly. And it really just feel like it scratched the surface of that, because it is a very plot-heavy show. It's just, I didn't really click with the storyline. Now that the show's over, what's the show about? I guess it's just about saving Leia and then Anakin finds him along the way. I expected a little bit more of a better storyline and maybe more of a deeper explanation, because I'm fine if you're going to go that simple with the storyline. I would kind of wish that you would dive very deep into his headspace so you could feel the emotion of it more, but it didn't really do that either. It felt just kind of lazy to me in how it was made. It felt very like, it didn't feel like anyone behind the camera really wanted to make this show, and that's so sad because it's like I was really excited for the show. I thought it was a good idea to make this show. It's just I felt lack of care. The only care I felt was Ewan McGregor's performance, and some of the other performances I really felt care into it. And I thought some music cues were really good, but besides that, I didn't feel almost anything while watching the show, and that's really sad because there's moments where like there's great moments, they just fell flat because I don't think it was built up well. There's not enough for me to really latch onto while watching this, and yeah, it pains me to say, but it's like I was expecting a little bit more visual flair to this show. I didn't get that. I expected a denser storyline or even a denser character. I didn't get that. And it really just felt like, to me, it just felt like an excuse to get to the last episode where we can have the rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. And yes, it's cool to see a rematch and have another battle and done modern time. It's just now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, if that was the only point of the show, to have a rematch, there was no use to this. And I do think this is it's weird because sometimes, you know how people complain about Eternals, this should have been a Disney Plus show, or this movie should have been a show, this movie should have been a show. This is one of the first times where I see a show and I said this maybe would have worked better as a 2.5 hour movie. Because when you have a show, you go into the show really wanting to get a dissection of everything, every moving part of the storyline. But the storyline's rather thin, and the character development is there, but it's not there enough to hold a limited series together. Or I feel like if this were a movie, it would have been a lot better, to be completely honest. But I could be wrong about that. Like, a movie could have been even worse. But with so far, what I've seen with the show, overall what I've seen with the show, it just felt like so light in story and character. It could have been a much better movie. That's how I feel personally, because if it was a much better movie, it would have had that higher budget to make it look like a movie, and I think it would have just been a lot better. But I'm just saddened to be here and say that all these negative things, because I was really looking forward to this show. But that's not to say I hated it. I did not dislike the show. It just disappointed me. And I'm not even going to give it like a bad score. It's just an score, because I don't think it's a bad show by any means. I think it's better than Boba Fett. But still, it struggled to impress me from time to time. I just watched it and passed the time, and it was fine. I'm going to give Obi-Wan, the limited series, a 6 out of 10. As much as that pains me to say, I wanted to love this show, but sadly I didn't. So yeah, comment down below what you guys thought of the limited series of Obi-Wan. I'm very curious to see what everyone else has to say about this. I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to what other people saying. This could be a hot take that I just think it's fine. Everyone else could be loving the show. I won't be surprised because I haven't really followed what people are saying about it. So yeah. Anyways, comment down below what you guys thought. Like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.